Alright, welcome back to the R.D.C. show. I'm sure that was a good commercial for you guys. I think Chris has got something for us right off the top here.
I'm going to discuss some current events, some things that happened during this last week. To start with, on Monday, the Penn State ruling came down. The NCAA fined Penn State $60 million, no bowl games for 4 years. Their scholarships are down to $15 million. I think it was, cut in half or something like that. It was pretty close. They took a pretty heavy whack on the scholarships, And they were stripped of all wins from 1998 to 2011. Let's just start with that. And, what do you guys think that this was? Was it too much? Was it not enough? Was it fair? What do you think of the ruling?
Well, I don't think it could ever be fair.
Right.
What those boys went through, nothing they do to that school, even if they close the school down, would ever be fair.
Do you think what the NCAA did was adequate?
I think
it was because they took away Joe Pa's wins. He's not the winningest coach anymore, and he didn't deserve it. And they took every single win away from when this was not when he knew it happened and didn't report it to the proper authorities, which I say is fine.
Unfortunately, I think it was more than that.
Oh, it might have been. We'll never know.
I mean, how are they going to pick a date like that, But
well, that was when it was first recorded to the campus police.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sandusky had many years before that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, look at his son, for God's sakes. His stepson came forward after.
Well, I'm sure he didn't start off doing something so risky that he'd get caught. I'm sure the first couple of times were probably somewhere. True. And, he just built confidence over time.
Oh yeah, that's how most predators.
You can do it in a place where
that's how most predators get away with that. They got to build confidence. The same thing with murderers, mass murders.
Right.
They kill one person, they find it easy because the cops don't catch them, so they do it again and again.
Mm-hmm.
But
personally, I think it's probably. I'd say that's fair. I don't know how much more. Like you said, how do you put a value on the damage was done? It's really difficult thing.
Yeah. I think they could have got hit worse.
Yeah? Maybe it wasn't enough?
Maybe like double everything.
Well, it's hard because now you're punishing people that are there right now that had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Right, there's
most of the players,
that is
the players, the coaches, they didn't do any of that, and they would have never even thought of doing that.
Yeah.
So, but it had to be done. Unfortunately for all the Penn State people, it had to be done. I'm a Michigan man. He's a Michigan State man. If that happened to either one of our schools, we would understand that had to happen. And it would be hard to even promote that school anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be horrible. I cannot
imagine how the Penn State the true blue, Penn State people are. My heart goes out to you. You not only were, blindsided by this, but to add injury to insult.
And they took the statue down.
You got all
Did they take it down?
Yeah.
Your school's basically,
That's what I heard.
They nullified your football program, which is your most important program.
Right.
There, and I think it's going to make it really tough on the coming back. The severity of it.
Hey, if their
to me,
football
they
program,
should have punished the individuals. Is what they should have done. To the most degree.
Well, they
individuals, not the entire fucking organization.
But because of the school, because of the higher ups of the school,
that's what I'm saying.
That's the bad thing about it.
But right now, it's
don't
you understand a broad stroke that the whole school, everybody, everybody.
The whole reason that existed, though, that it was allowed to go on, is because of the integrity and the money that the football program came in. They didn't want it to be touched or tarnished. So I could say that they should wipe the whole football program out and never be able to play football again.
What's that called? The
death penalty.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Death option, death penalty, whatever it is.
And I would be for that. And it's nothing against the players that are there, because the players that are there will get other schools that'll take them. The coaches will get other jobs. But the people that were there and hid this, and the school hid it, all the way up to the school president. Yep. Sure, you can fire him, put him in jail, and get a new school president, but that school's top leaders kept this secret for all them years and saw Sandusky there with new boys all the time and knew what was going on. So to me, no punishment. I'm sorry, Penn State people. I love the rivalry, but to me, no penalty they gave them was hard enough.
No.
Because those boys' lives would never be back to normal.
Yeah, that shit is just wrong, man.
So you think it wasn't harsh enough?
I don't think it was harsh enough either.
Considering all things considered, I think, in my opinion, it was pretty fair. So, all right, well, we've already talked a bit on that subject, so maybe we've covered that a few episodes.
This is something new for the week, though, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
one of the big things in the news that we've just been bombarded with is the comments made by President Obama in Roanoke on the 14th of this month. It's been hammered home. Many news organizations play it. It's a clear cut.
Yeah, I brought it up on the show a couple weeks ago about how I thought it was just hilarious how they try to turn his words around.
They're still talking about it though. I mean,
monologue is words and shit.
Do they not have a plan or a program or something they could promote that's their own ideals? Is the only thing that you got this single comment that was made, which is taken out of context?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already shown you how bad it could possibly get just speaking words.
Reason.
If you're taken out of context, you could take anybody's words out of context. You could make Glenn Beck say that he's a Nazi, homosexual Nazi baby killer, and you could make him say that with his own words if you were able to cut it up and take it out of context. You could make him say anything. You could make anybody say anything that you want if you took it out of context. I mean, it's now I don't necessarily agree totally with the way the president was going about it, and I think that maybe it wasn't. He didn't dictate it quite the way he meant it, but
see, I always find that odd. People say he's such a great speaker, but I never think when he gives a speech that he makes much sense.
Yeah,
I understand what he's trying to say, but he words it in bad ways that gives people.
It's way too long and shit.
I mean, I understand what he was trying to say in that speech, and I totally agree with him. When you're successful, you don't get there on your own. You might work 60 hours a week, and you might bust your butt every single day. But there's other people that help you, whether it's distributors that distribute the product to your company, people that work for you that sell it, the people that clean the windows, people that do clean your bathrooms in your business, whatever. You don't do everything on your own, and nobody does. 90% of small businesses take loans from the government to get started, so they're already not on their own. Now, if somebody saves up $1 million and opens their own business and buys everything out of their own pocket, okay, you did it on your own. But until then, they're just hammering the situation.
But I think the point he was trying to make, it was not necessarily just the roads and bridges, but think about it. It's America's government and America's army that has repelled our enemies on our own soil at one point in time in our history. It's the
without that, you wouldn't have a business. So you're not doing it on your own.
It really, we're standing on the shoulders of a lot of other people that came before us and, getting the benefits from the work that they've done for the things that were, it's not just one person's great idea or anything like that. I agree with that. There's a lot of smart people.
Exactly.
I think that you could run your own business. You could probably run your own business. The opportunities just aren't quite there. They're not attainable at this moment.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't been attainable for a while, but that's a different show at a different time.
Yeah, that's another topic too.
Yeah.
Shit.
The world has changed. The last thing I'll say on that topic is, when growing up in America, I thought that's what made America great, is that Americans looked out for each other.
Yeah,
and if your neighbor was opening up a mom and pop store, you went there and helped them out by buying their baked goods or whatever. I know I do that. When I see a little kid sitting on the side of the road selling lemonade, I'll stop and buy it from her, just because. That's what confidence. That's what makes America great. We look out for each other. But I guess that part of America's dead.
It is dying.
The sense of community
it's
been.
Can't have community organizers.
Yeah. Can't take your child out without you being there with it.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
The world has changed.
I'd say
society's made people too damn paranoid, too sensitive to everything.
So what else was happening in the news this week?
Just a couple of notes that I wrote down. I think I'll save that. Now, in relation to the terrible incident in Colorado, there's been a lot of discussion about gun control. There are certain Democrats right now that are trying to push bills forward at the moment. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, although at some point we do need to have that discussion. One thing I did find was interesting was that our own Ingham County Sheriff, Sheriff Wigglesworth, doesn't like open carry. I mean, he says no to gun control, but he doesn't like the open carry law. He doesn't like people being able to go into libraries and restaurants and be strapped and all that stuff. It's just
basically it means they don't want you out in the public with your gun strapped to your side.
Yeah. He doesn't like that. He thinks
doesn't want it to be like the Old West.
Yeah. Right. And which I totally agree with him.
Sense.
In fact, I have voted for Wigglesworth, I think 2 times at least. Yeah.
But it doesn't because it can stop other things from happening.
Well, think about it if you're a police officer. And now you got to watch everybody in the room. That's all because they're all strapped. How can you keep your eyes on all the people?
Supposed to do.
Man, that's too much.
Then when something breaks out, dude, you're going to have mass... You're just going to have... chaos.
Like
if everybody trying to be a hero. I'm the hero, boom. But I'm the hero, boom. You're going to have stray bullets.
Oh, fuck, man.
You're going to have gunfire like wild, dude.
It's going to be like the fucking Civil War, 5 musket balls welded together because they met in
fucking
the air. You know?
Look at how
they should always have muzzle loaders, dude. Shit.
We killed plenty of people with muzzle loaders.
I know.
That ain't going to matter, dude.
Yeah,
if you
I
got
know.
the will to do it, you're going to find a way.
I understand that. But you give everybody a fair chance.
I don't know about that.
Yes, you do, man. You still got to pack the gun. Dude, you're going to shoot off, 80 rounds in a second.
Why not
and then you can be like, boom, boom, have another 80 in a second. Dude,
the muzzle loader, you're going to be like...
You're still going to have to pack that motherfucker.
You know, there was a Marine on one of those shows and he said, I'm restricted to a 20-shot clip. Why the hell do these people need an 80-round drum?
Exactly.
This is a Marine saying, I can't use that on the battlefield.
Yeah.
You know, so why the hell do they need it? And I agree 100% with that, man. Thank you very much, whoever you were.
Well, that's the point. The point I'm trying to make, dude. I mean, you don't need that many bullets to be fired.
Oh, they've gone
that's what we said
ridiculous.
A couple weeks ago.
They've gone ridiculous with it. Like I said, there should be 3 classifications of guns. There should be like the stuff that's hunting implements only. Then there should be the restricted class that's military. Like assault. So make it that citizens can still buy these weapons, so that the gun crazy people won't have to worry about the ability not to buy it. Then
but you got to go through a whole lot.
Yes,
to get
you have to go through a more extensive thing and have a
to go get a shotgun or a hunting
rifle.
That's just the regular the way it is now. The next step up is another class, and then they have another class that's like almost military grade type stuff, but because civilians can already have fully automatic weapons. If you have enough permits and the right paperwork, you can have fully automatic weapons as a civilian. Wow. Yes, all kinds of stuff.
That's crazy, dude.
I heard somewhere on the news that you could buy tear gas. Are you fucking serious? They're selling CS gas.
How do you think the guy had it at the theater?
Yeah, Jesus Christ! I thought he made it. I thought he was like some brilliant chemist.
He had them in canisters. He just pulled the tab and threw it. They said.
Oh my god!
Yeah. They allow people to have everything.
You got everything off line.
But yet, if you say a word, blow something up, man,
it's over.
It's over. I'm a terrorist because I said let's leave before they think we're going to be stupid and try to do something.
I hate to think that I agree with Rush Limbaugh on anything, but Jesus Christ, we are losing our rights. We are slowly to the point where you can't even speak certain words. Yeah. I mean, I see it all the time in the city council meetings how freedom of speech is restricted all the time. I mean, they've really cut us down.
Here in the great state of Michigan, those 2 women got so much trouble for saying vagina and C-section.
In the military?
I think here in Michigan, the congresswomen, they got all in trouble.
Oh, the congresswomen,
they got the Republicans wouldn't let them speak on the House for 2 weeks after they said it, all because a woman said vagina.
That's messed up.
Just didn't make no sense. Freedom of speech.
People are too damn sensitive.
We need to stop taking people's words out of context, listen to the whole thing, and stop lying on one another. Stop all this falseness and bullshit. Compare false witnesses against most religions.
We're supposed to be Americans.
Freedom.
Freedom of speech. Everyone complains about freedom of the First Amendment or the Second Amendment or the Third Amendment, but if you lose one, you lose them all.
They put a pretty good order on it. The First Amendment is the first thing we need to protect.
Yep. First thing, that's why they named it number 1, freedom of speech.
Right.
This country, you should be able to say what you want. It's your actions that count against you.
Actions, exactly.
That.
You guys are just saying a bunch of what ifs.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.